자, 안녕하세요. 자이앤트TV 시청자 여러분. 미국에 나와 있는 뉴욕 특파원 추동훈 기자입니다. 자, 저는 오늘 솔트 뉴욕이라는 행사에 나와 있는데요. 미국 월가에서 활약 중인 네로라는 금융 거물들이 총출동해 현재 미국 주식시장에 대한 진단, 그리고 향후 주식시장 및 금융 상황이 어떻게 갈 건지에 대해서 전망을 내놓는 자리입니다. 특히 제가 오늘 이 행사에 온 특별한 이유가 있는데요. 바로 돈나무언니인 캐시우드가 오후에 출연을 해 이야기를 풀어놓을 예정이기 때문입니다. 과연 캐시우드가 들려주는 현재 미국 주식시장에 대한 분석, 그리고 미래 주가에 대한 영향 어떻게 내놓을지 한번 같이 들어보실까요? 그럼 함께 가시죠.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for sticking around for this final act of the afternoon. Okay, can we talk about our favorite topic?
Tesla.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You still believe that this is a company, still believe that the valuation long term is $3,000. That's your price.
That's our base case.
That's your base case.
Yeah, that's not even our bull case. But let's just stick with the base case from $700.
3,000 by when?
5 years. Always 5 years.
Always 5 years. You recently sold some last week, right?
Yes.
About $180 million.
I read that it was $130 million. So it got
Okay.
so much press.
Why did you do that?
So Tesla is still the largest position in our portfolios. On that particular day, and I can tell you this because we disclose our holdings every day and we publish our trades every day. On that, I'm always looking for cash, in especially the flagship fund, which is very concentrated and involves all of our technologies. So a company in the automation space, UiPath, was down 11% that day on its earnings release. And Tesla had just gone up 30%. So it was really a tactical move. So just to give you a sense, Tesla is a 10.5% position in the flagship fund. The next highest position is, I think, 5.9%. So the conviction, this was, I will take a trade up 30%, down 10%. That's like a 40% difference. That's all that was. So when a stock moves from 10%, we can no longer buy, and thank you, I want to address this because we keep getting questions about it. We cannot buy a stock if it is 10% or higher in the portfolio. We can sell, of course. We do not have to sell. What we usually do, this is not science, very unpredictable, so this is, you can't replicate this in terms of trying to figure out what we're going to do, is being opportunistic and taking advantage of a drop in a stock. Again, need the cash, largest position above 10%.
Let me ask you a different question, though, and it's really about how to assess and think about some of the comments, projections, and other things that Elon Musk makes about the company, and how you interpret them, and how the public interprets them, and frankly, how bears interpret them. Which is to say that there's a lot of times where Elon will come out and say something, whether it be about robo-taxis, or when there'll be full autonomous driving, or all sorts of things that I imagine at some point, because we've had these conversations in the past, do get baked in, or should be getting baked in, to some kind of assessment of the stock. And as optimistic as you can very well be about all of those things, they haven't come true. And so, how do you grapple with that?
This is one of the hardest problems that we are going to solve technologically. So actually, in the last 3 months, we have increased our projection for autonomous taxi networks. Now, in the $3,000 base case, we assign a 50% probability to autonomous. So it's a really hard problem. But if anyone is going to solve it, our confidence that Tesla is that company has gone up dramatically as we've learned.
But I guess
more
when I
about
ask it, when Elon says that robo-taxis by the end of 2020, when you project, what numbers would you therefore have put in 2019 when he said that, or 18 when he was saying that?
Again, 5 year.
I know.
Our probability last year, or whenever he said that, was lower. I think we had a 25% probability.
So do you discount what he says by what number? That's
Elon, if you really look at what he's doing at SpaceX and at Tesla, he's changing our world.
Oh, right. You're not going to get me to disagree with that. I think it's simply about the valuation and how investors should think about these numbers.
He was the first person when we were talking about autonomous taxi networks. He said the last mile is going to be so hard. I'm not sure it can be done. This was about 5 years ago, maybe longer. The resources that he's putting into this program and the talent that he's attracting and the advancements that he's making and that are possible now, that artificial intelligence training costs are dropping by 68% per year. We think the probability of autonomous is going up.
I don't disagree, but does it frustrate you?
No, he's a visionary, and you know he sees the future so clearly. Right. The fact that he changed from saying last mile, I don't think that's there'll have to be some combination system. He changed from that with his partner, Andrej Karpathy, who is one of the most brilliant artificial intelligence engineers. I think this is going to happen in the next few years. He is always a year or 2 or 3 too early. We adjust for that in our forecasts. One of the reasons Elon does that is he wants to get the supply chain in motion. And when the supply chain does not cooperate, he brings it in. He's becoming much more vertically integrated. So auto suppliers and technology companies know that if they don't march to his drum and at his cadence instead of these 4 to 5 year design cycles, they're going to lose the business. The way we would frame that is we believed that Tesla had 4 barriers to entry, and all but 1 have increased in the last few years. So they have the artificial intelligence chip. They have the best battery technology, costs lower and will be lower for the next 3 to 5 years. They have the most data to do the training and find corner cases. And then the last one, which I would have thought they would have lost already, is over-the-air software updates. I haven't had to take my Model 3 in since 2018. They have the best cars on the road.
So your base case is 3,000. What's your best case scenario?
The best case is about 4,000, because we will never go to, we won't go to 100% in that autonomous, but let me give you the dynamics there. If you had asked me last year, I would have told you that the autonomous taxi network opportunity in the year 2030 would be a $6 to $7 trillion revenue opportunity. We have in the last year raised that to 10 to 12 trillion, and it is because before we had been modeling as though the cost would drop to where they should, given competition, which is 25 cents per mile. Right now it costs us 70 cents per mile to drive our own cars. We are learning, and it's through Uber and ride-sharing services, that convenience matters a lot, and not having to drive matters a lot. And so our price for the robo-taxi service has gone up from 25, I think we're up to, it's either 50 or $1 per mile.